just went through some of my own shadow, some of my own wound stuff. So just like you, I've been doing work and yes, my stuff comes up. It comes up yet. So I just wanted to share a little something with you guys. I started writing my ebook this past week here. It's been speaking, it's coming, it's being birthed actually from the 8-week wealth alchemy class that I just taught and all the archetypes and the sabotaging behaviors. And, it's also being birthed from many numerous creations and asks and things that I've asked for a long, long time ago. But a lot of my own stuff was coming up because we do every time we are up leveling, every time we are stepping into something greater, there is always that unconscious pattern. And I've got I've got a few that I kind of can cycle through, try to get it perfect, not being enough. Is it good enough? Am I good enough in that? So this past weekend, I was having conversations, and I know I'm in the midst right now of something that my next what's available in my world. And how do I know that is because all this crunchy energy comes up in my world. All the things that I see, all the old stories that I've held, that my unconscious holds, and then I want to break. Some people call it even ego. That it is the things that want to come in and talk to me, and where I would stop myself. And this is an accumulation of many different things here. So, like, Robbie and I are going back to South Africa this year again for our second trip. I know this is a catalyst again to something. I am in this creation with these three beautiful women, this trifecta effect that the three of us are creating. And we're going through our own wounds, writing this ebook that was like, can I do this? Do I have something? And I was looking at some of my true choices. And this is how things for me just kind of linked. So it wasn't just this or it wasn't just that. Just finished this amazing, beautiful course that I got to teach and channel and bringing in all the information from the science to the woo-woo and all of who I be in that. And I realized that, there were certain things that I've been asking. So, like, for some true choices that I was creating for the Soul Africa of, like, stepping in I'm choosing the end result of, using voice to its full frequency, to its full capacity. And do I already use my voice? Hell yeah. I have used it for a really long time, but I also know there's something more available in that. Choosing the end result of stepping into this level of legacy leadership. Again, am I a leader? Yes, I know I've been a pioneer. I've been doing this work for so long. I have led many things from my work to organizations to things I've even volunteered for. But again, I know that there's another level. And then all my crunchy stuff and all the things that I want to throw in and I'm magnetizing in my world just came up like it felt like a thousandfold. Let's just be honest. It was not comfortable. It wasn't like woohoo as I'm navigating all of my stuff in there. So I was looking at this and actually having a conversation with my husband with a lot of this. And, I love the analogy of the garden. And I was like, yeah, I really realized that in some places I've planted seeds and I've planted these seeds in soil that wasn't nurturing for something to grow and then expecting it to grow. Not nurturing it, like just putting it into the soil. Maybe the soil, was correct, but I didn't put in the right frequencies. And when I say that of nurturing, is like I didn't water it. I just planted it and it's like, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? And here's the thing with seeds is that a seed itself, even as you're planting it, well, when I plant them, I like to even encode them with my own DNA. But when you're planting a seed itself needs the environment to even soften its shell so that it can break open and then the light can come in even though it's growing underground and we don't see it, and then these roots start to grow. And I was like, I'm creating legacy, and I forgot that what I was asking for about maybe 18 months ago, I had heard one of my mentors, Chris, talking about legacy of something that he was creating. I don't even know what he was talking about for himself in there. I do not remember that, but I remember the word. I remember how much it resonated for me. So I created a true choice, end result of that, and kind of had, just put it there, and it's been activated in my field. So, but so something with a legacy is a massive energy. It needs a good foundational root. So it's going to take time. It's going to take time for that to grow before it actually sprouts and comes into the physical world. So for me, I know I'm just about to be in the sprouting stage because of all of the uncomfortableness, all of the things that are coming up in my world. And this is where, even though I teach the stuff, this is what I know. I require my own community. So I have those people in my world that I can connect with. So I hope everybody has your community, someone that, whether it's one person or 10 people or whatever it is, that you have someone that you can connect with. So anyways, so really what I wanted to come here and really share, and this I wrote this for myself, and I've shared it with my community, with my people, and I wrote it for me initially, and then I had the nudge to share it. And with that, the nudge has been to share with all of you because maybe for someone here, this will resonate. Oh, all right. Here's this. This is to me the garden of frequency. This is a story of of a recalibration for myself. There once was a woman who held a vision so sacred, it lived inside of her like a hum, just pulsating just beneath the surface of her skin. And she had chosen it again and again to plant these seeds into the soil of her soul, her true choices that were coded with frequency, coded with future timelines rooted in her remembrance. And as she placed each one gently into the ground and whispered her intention and then waited. But the waiting wasn't quiet. The waiting wasn't peaceful. Her mind questioned the silence. Where are you? Her nervous system longed for the proof. Oh, man. Her nervous system just longed for the proof. And her body asked, where is the sign? Where is that shift? Where are those fireworks? And yet, the earth was not still. Beneath the surface, miracles moved. She'd just forgotten because she had forgotten what all master gardeners know, that the greatest energy is in the beginning, not when the sprout appears, but in the moment the seed splits open beneath the soil. And it's not in the celebration of the visible bloom, but it is in the sacred rapture of transformation that no one sees. We don't see it. She wasn't seeing it. Others weren't seeing it. Remembrance that roots take time. They form in the dark. They form in where we don't see it. And each one is anchoring a possibility into something real. And some of the seeds burst open in days, but other seeds like soul seeds, legacy seeds, timeline seeds, they take longer. Not because they're dormant, but because they're destined. Yeah, it's because they're destined. So you wouldn't rush a rose or scream at a seedling to bloom. Instead, you would tend to it. You would water it with devotion. Anchor your knowing into the unseen and trust because recalibration is not the lightning bolt. It's not a lightning bolt. It is the soft hum of the frequency fidelity. It is a choice to stay in the energy even when your mind demands the evidence. That's the tension. So she just kept showing up, not in force, but in faith. She just kept showing up in that tension and choosing. She placed her bare feet on the earth. Yeah. And she breathed the life into her true choices. She sang her desires like old friends returning home, engaged in the dance. And little by little, the field responded until one day, without warning, something shifted. The soil split, a sprout emerged, and everything she had been holding became visible. But the truth is, it was never not working. It was always becoming. I wrote that to myself, and I'm sharing with you guys because I realized in that moment I hadn't been always nurturing the seeds. Yes, I do my daily routine, my daily ritual, but in there I was in the tension. And then I was like, I was screaming at the seeds. I would never do that to a plant. I would never do that to the little seeds that I've planted. But somewhere along the way, when I was in my tension and as everything felt so crunchy and so uncomfortable, and I'm willing to call myself out, I was being an arse. I was being an ass to all of these, because every creation, every idea that you're seeding is a seed. And it's like, there's nothing that's going to grow in that type of environment. All the energy is going, even though I cannot see it, the energy is still, it's all being created out there first. That is where every creation takes place, is out in our field. And we are just nurturing it and bringing it in. We're just in the remembrance of it. Because when it's in our field, it's already existing somewhere. And once that seed pops up, once that barren ground that may have looked cracked at that moment, that seed, that sprout pops, it's there. And then it just continues to grow and reproduce, creating other seeds, other parts of your garden, maybe a forest. So I just really wanted to share that piece to you, that regardless of how long you've been doing the work, we all go through those moments. And I know in this moment, I am in this moment of a recalibration. I am stepping into now a legacy of creation. And even as I say that, I look up and I see the numbers one pop up on my screen. So have faith, keep leaning in, You do get onto the other side. There is another side. Just it's being in that tension and knowing that. That is the creative structure. That is the creative structure. I am choosing to step out of that oscillating, that looping structure that just wants to resolve and feel comfortable because I know on the other side of this, there's something so much greater. So I'm willing to recalibrate, be in the uncomfortable, reach out to my community, reach out to those, reach out to myself, and even just be in that space and that remembrance. All right, everyone, joy. And just remember, energy moves before matter, roots form before sprouts. And just keep choosing, keep nourishing. You are not failing, you are germinating. You are not failing, you are germinating.